Hey, I hope you were able to handle the practice Amazon S3 exercise well enough. Now it's time to show you my walkthrough of meeting the requirements. From the main page of the AWS Management Console, I'll navigate to the S3 landing page and click Create Bucket. Lucky for us, most of the requirements can be met through the bucket creation page. Going down the page, I'll use a bucket name based on the guidance from the requirements, and then make sure it's in the specified region of US East 2. I'm required to keep the bucket private, so I'll leave the Block Public Access settings to block all public access, and then enable versioning, and finally, I'll enable default encryption using the Amazon S3 key type. Now that all of that is done, I'll click Create Bucket, and my bucket has now been created. To create the second bucket, I'll click Create Bucket again, put in my specified bucket name, but this time I'll copy settings from an existing bucket. Because the primary settings for these buckets are the same, I can choose the bucket I just created, and the console will set up everything for me in the same way. I'll just verify that everything is how I want, and then click Create Bucket to finish its creation. With both buckets created, I'll go ahead and add the lifecycle policies that were specified in the requirements. Going into the configurations for the first bucket, I'll click Management, and then I'll click Create Lifecycle Rule. I'll name it the required first LC, set the scope to This applies to all objects in the bucket, acknowledge the chosen scope, and then select the rule to expire current versions of the objects. With that action selected, I can now set the number of days to the specified 30 days, and then I click Create Rule to finish this policy. There is no need to show you the policy creation for the second bucket, as it's the exact same with the exceptions of the lifecycle rule and the number of days. So with that, I'll call this walkthrough complete.